Okay, it is Friday, December 29th, 1:17 at the East Coast of the United States. Let me just get a disclaimer out of the way. I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. This is only to be used as entertainment. And so please do your own research. So I try to give you guys updates, whatever I'm doing. And today I put a bunch of limit orders in that got filled. So far, I got like 11 Bitcoin orders that got filled. And I'm going to tell you why I kind of did that. For one reason, like if you looked at my limit orders, I had a big gap here. Like I was really buying Bitcoin between 31,000 and below, all those little green lines. And I think, I think the price is being suppressed at 44,000 because, with the longs and shorts, if Bitcoin is like 44,000 or 45,000, there's going to be like over $1 billion of shorts being liquidated. So, they're going to probably want to keep that price down. And if you look at the VRVP, I'll show that in a moment. It's quite obvious that there's a lot of sellers at at those levels at 44,000. So also in the if you look at the RSI on the daily chart for Bitcoin, the RSI has been kind of going down since the early November. And if you look at the price of Bitcoin, when it first hit that peak, it was somewhere around 37,000. And as the RSI is going down, the Bitcoin price kept going up almost like parabolically, went up almost 45,000. But the RSI is telling me, the market wants to go down. So I always felt this bearish divergence was going to play out. I don't know if we're going to go back down to, $33, $34, $35,000, wherever the support bands are, which it looks like it's around 35, 36,000. That might be too much of a drop because of such a bullish news on the Bitcoin ETF come January 10th. I think there's a good possibility that it's going to get approved, not because everybody on YouTube is saying it, but because the SEC has been doing a lot of meetings and amendments. So it sounds like they're really trying to push this through, and the people that do have them filed, those people on YouTube seem very optimistic that it's going to pass. So I don't know if we're going to get these corrections down to the support bands like we have in prior bull markets. So, I think this might be the last time. This is the last Friday of the month where contracts get expired and then new ones form. So, if they're suppressing the price at 44,000, I'm going to try to scoop up as much Bitcoin as I can, because after today, I know there's not a lot of trading on Saturday or Sunday and Monday here. It's going to be a holiday with New Year's Day. So there could be a lot of market manipulation. If we have lower prices, I think right now at just below 42,000 is a good price. I'm going to dollar cost average on the way down. I got a pretty good chunk of my dollar cost averaging bag. I think about 1/7 of it was deployed today on those 11 buys. So, I've got plenty of fiat to buy more if the price goes down more. So, these green lines are the ones that got filled today. I've still got a lot more white lines that are pending limit orders. So I just wanted to talk about the RSI real quick on that. Let me look at the VPMR or whatever. See if I could pull that up real quick. So this is of the 30-minute chart here. Let me pull that down. And it looks like, according to this, here we go. So this red line up here, that big bar. So every time the price approaches between like 43,600 to almost 44,000, there's a lot of trading going along here, a lot of buys and sells here. So, as the price gets trying to break 44,000, somebody's selling or suppressing the price. And again, I think it has something to do related to the contracts that are going to expire today. Once that's done, I mean, there's not going to be any more price suppression. Whoever's suppressing the price, they're going to be buying a lot, I think. And then they're probably going to put up a whole bunch of longs for next month, because that's where this is going to go. Unless this is going to be, buy the rumor and sell the news, or the event, coming January 10th, it could be a big drop. But, Another thing I wanted to pull up real quick. I'll just kind of zoom out in the daily chart here. I might have to pull out on the weekly real quick. Let me get rid of some of these charts. I'll put on the weekly. Is the halving. So let me just zoom out real quick here. Oh, I have to put this back on. Sorry, it's kind of messy, but so these orange lines that go up and down are the halvings. And the previous halving was this orange line right here around May 11th or so. So, there was a pump leading up to it. We were above this red line, or maybe here going back to, I'll try to go back to look at June 16th. So at this halving, we were kind of, around this, midline on the green area here, broke through it. So we had a pump prior to the halving and then a dump. I still think that might happen, but I think the pump's going to be higher than where we are now. I think, we're not almost at the midline now. And with the ETF news and the halving both kind of coinciding pretty close together, I think we're still going to get that pump. I think, and then we're going to get dump. But when the dump happens, it might be the same price where we are right now. So I'd rather just buy now and hold it out. And if we don't have a correction because the ETFs are too bullish and big institutional money is actually coming in, which I don't think is going to happen right away. But you kind of want to get in before the ETFs get approved. I heard somebody saying on YouTube that, sharks will be swimming around looking for the ETFs, which ones has the lowest fees, and before they buy in. So just because they might get approved on January 10th doesn't mean that the big money is coming in. I'm sure the big money that might be pumping Bitcoin at that time in January 10th, if it passes, is just going to probably be retail. It might take 6 months or more before, people really feel comfortable putting the big money in the ETFs. Not to mention you have to educate all those financial advisors out there about the Bitcoin ETFs. So, I just wanted to show the halving events relative to this green bar here. Another reason why I'm putting my limit orders in today, because I think this could be the last time, between now and Tuesday. I think, come the second week in January, we'll be at higher prices than 42,000, I think. And certainly, we'll have the Bitcoin ETF news. If I'm wrong and the price comes down to, the $35,000, $36,000 levels, I'll be buying on the way down, because there was a big gap where the price went up so fast, my dollar cost averaging didn't even catch this move. So in 1 week, it went from like $30,000 to $34,000. And I just held. I had cash to buy dollar cost averaging there, but and there was another gap here between like 38,000 to like 41,000 I didn't buy. So maybe the price will come down, and I'll get some more of those fills. So even if these limit orders here in white get filled, I could still put more limit orders in. But the support right now is at 35,000 to 33,000. And the bottom of the exponential ribbon looks like it's somewhere around, 31,000. So, I don't know if we're going to go that low. It was just too close to the ETF. So, I know some people want to talk to me about million token, but I think since I did the last video, nothing much is new has changed, right? I'll pull it up real quick, see if I could find anything here to talk about. The price, I think, we came down and got support in this moving average here, which is good. I know we broke out from one line and we're retesting certain lines, but there's just not a lot of buying and selling on right now. And any big whale can dump or buy a lot. I think if a whale decides to buy a lot at one time, they're going to set themselves up because the community is going to dump on them if the price goes up too much like it did here. But, we did find support at critical levels here. Let me pull up, a fib chart. I'm just going by the wicks here. I mean, I'm not including the wicks. So I found support at the the golden pocket 0.615 and has gone up. So that's a good sign. But I think with these micro caps, um, technical analysis, just my what I'm doing right now is if the price goes below my previous buy, I'll buy some more, but that would have to be at like $2. I did buy some million token a couple months ago, I think, before this big price pump. So for me, it's got to be like a $2 or less million token. There's this buying window way down here at like $1.50 to $1.53. I don't know if it's ever going to go back down there. We had one whale sell, like he withdrew like 7,000 tokens, I think, and bought the price, way down here. But these wicks get bought up, I think, by the bots. But you had the opportunity to buy it at like around 146 or so. And I kind of remember I should have bought then, but you guys are too fast. I didn't already have my USDC in my wallet where I could buy on Uniswap. So that's fine. I'll wait it out. I got plenty of million token already. You guys can whale up on your own if you want to at these prices. I'm just going to hodl it out. And speaking about hodling it out and selling, here we are at the end of the year. I think I mentioned this in Telegram where, some people might still be selling toward December 31st. It's really the last time you could sell your losses to write off like $3,000 worth of income on your taxes. But you could, right now anyway, if with crypto, you could sell and buy back. But I think in the United States, they're probably going to change that rule and make it like stocks where you can't, rebuy for another 30, 31 days and call it like a washout rule or something. So I expect that's going to happen eventually. But anyway, so, come next year, I think you don't have to worry about so much selling pressure. And as far as next year's concerned, like whatever price you're buying Bitcoin now, I think January and February, you're going to see Bitcoin just launch. But that's what usually happens in the beginning of the year. So, if Bitcoin at 41,008 something right now or below 42,000, probably the next time I do a video, it's going to be at $50,000. I know. So, and then at the end of this year, I'm hoping we're going to, I don't know why I did that. I'm hoping we're going to be back at, near all-time highs at around, 70,000, 71,000 by the end of next year, a year from now. And then, the following year we'll be at new all-time highs. I'm expecting at least a $90,000 Bitcoin. I know it's just $20,000 more, but as the price gets really, really expensive, you're gonna need a lot of capital to move the price up. But there's still so much capital out there. Like you've got huge companies like Microsoft and Apple sitting on 200, 300 billions of dollars, and they just need to allocate a percentage or something. You've got MicroStrategy buying up almost 1% of the whole supply in the last couple of years. And they're like a really relatively small company, like 1,500th largest company, right? So the other, companies that are bigger than them, what happens if they decide to start buying Bitcoin? That's going to happen. And then we're not even talking about, governments buying Bitcoin. Anyway, so yeah, hopefully you learned something today. I just wanted to point out that bearish RSI divergence, the reasons why I'm buying, personal reasons because there were certain areas why I didn't buy in those price ranges. The halving coinciding with this green buying band area, because after it gets out of this green area, it's going to go parabolic. So you've got all this buying time, but once it breaks out, it's going to go probably close to the red line area, but it doesn't go as high. So unless this graph gets modified, we may not reach the top here like we did here, because before we reached at the very, very top, and then we reached the bottom part of it. So we may not even reach the top. So there's so many indicators out there to watch, the pi cycle top, RSI indicators, there's like a half a dozen indicators out there that I'm going to be watching. And I'll let you know. I think for as far as dollar cost averaging out of Bitcoin, I think it'll be at least a $90,000 Bitcoin, but that also depends the time. Like if we're at $90,000 in 5 months, maybe I'll take some off the table. So it just depends how crazy, stupid how high this goes up. Because if it goes up too high, the community is going to dump and there'll be a pullback. I'm almost sure of it, even if big money is coming in. And then the next blow off top, probably, we're going to see moves of a $10,000 increase in one day for Bitcoin. Because I remember, they go up $1,000 in 9 days, but come toward the blow off top, I'm looking at a chart and I have in my notes that we went from like $15,000 to $16,000 Bitcoin in 5 hours, and then we went from a $16,000 to $17,000 Bitcoin in 2 hours, and we went from $17,000 to $18,000 in 10 minutes, and then we went from $18,000 to $19,000 Bitcoin in 3 minutes. So we're talking, a $4,000 or $5,000 move in a day. So I'm expecting at least a $10,000, move for Bitcoin in a day. And that's going to be like, hey, this is a sign that, people are making a lot of money that got in early. They're going to be starting to cash out. And once everybody starts cashing out, you're going to have the death cross, and then the bear market's going to happen for the next year, probably 2026. So, I'm still thinking that I'm going to start cashing out come the mid 2025 to, October, November. I don't think I'm going to be holding much come December 2025. I think people are wising up sooner and sooner and cashing out sooner and sooner, trying to, beat everybody else. So that's probably another reason why these tops aren't as high as they used to be. And the return gains are diminishing over time. So lots to think about there. Anyway, I probably won't be doing another video anytime soon unless I make changes in my crypto portfolio that are pretty drastic. Today was one of those days. So everybody have a happy new year. Because I probably won't make another video till next year, which will be in 3 or 4 days. So have a good one. If you like this type of content, please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you. Bye.